Good morning, everybody. I am up and around and have had my coffee here. Does anybody else have a lot of stuff left over from, see, like 6 cookies? There's that Costco buttermilk streusel cinnamon cake. That was the bomb. I will forever and ever get this again. If I see it again next year for Christmas, I'll get it. I think it was the best thing we had. And then there's leftover candy. And for whatever reason, one of the kids decided to make chocolate chip cookies. So I think there's also fudge and bark left, believe it or not. So everybody's back to work today. I've had coffee. I'm having more coffee and trying to do that deal to get stuff out of the freezer. I got this out of the freezer last night. I got 2 pounds, and if this doesn't get, okay, so I should tell you, my thing is I'm going to make tacos. We've had, turkey, ham, chicken for, it feels like 2 weeks in a row. And everybody's jonesing for some ground beef or just beef in general. So that's what we're having now. Doing tacos tonight. So I'm just going to make a giant pot of the taco meat. Giant pot. It's 2 pounds. Usually I only use 1 pound. And then I'll, just chop up some onion, some lime. Oh, I don't think I got any avocado or anything, though. I was thinking I did. Maybe I did. I'll have to look in the fridge. Anyway, lettuce, tomato. I'm going to have just taco salad. We have tortilla chips, and we have hard shells, and we have soft shells, and we have all manner of taco sauce. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, if you have kids or adults in your house who are Taco Bell fans, I've got 2 kids here that are regular Taco Bell connoisseurs. So we've got hot, we got Diablo, we got mild, and we've got fire. And these are ketchup from McDonald's, I think. I'm not sure. So really, there's no reason to buy taco sauce at this point. They'd be happy to throw it away, but I'm all, no, you don't. That stuff's expensive, and we're doing this. My husband and I like a different kind. Let me show you that, if I can find any. No, I don't see any of the green stuff that I like a lot. But anyway, we have this that hasn't been opened in the pantry. I have to check the date on it. Put my glasses on so I can possibly see what it says. It's good until, the 13th of April, 23. I'm sure it's fine with all the vinegar and stuff in it, though. There you have it. Sauce is taken care of. Oh, we've got sour cream, too. Now I'm going to insert a picture of this amaryllis, this Christmas amaryllis that my daughter gave me. I can't believe how big it got and how many blooms it got. It's never happened to me before. Usually I get 1 bloom at a time, 3 total. This thing went nuts the minute it went in the window. In the pantry, I found 2 taco, well, that's a half of one and that's a whole one, and since that's 2 pounds, I'm going to go ahead and do it and just leave it, buffet style, and as they come in from work, and it can be hours apart, or they can just out of the blue show up all at once all together. They don't work at the same places, but sometimes that works out. So more later. All right, this is all good and thawed out. I'm going to put it in here with my slap chopper thing. And when it's done, I'll drain it. I like to use one of these to tip the pot and drain grease and put it in a bowl that's lined with paper towels. And then when it hardens, I just throw away the paper towel and the oil and all of that. I was going to say something else. Oh, if it's just a little bit of oil, I'll just sop it up with a paper towel directly in the pan and a pair of tongs, so it's not a big deal. But I'm wondering, I don't know how much oil will be in this. Grease, not oil, but grease. So let's get it started. All right, I'll turn this on just kind of low. I have a propane oven, stove, water heater. I got propane most everything. I don't think it runs the lights in the house, but those, they feel like a blessing because you get to cook with flame, I guess, but when they come around to fill, oh, we have 2 tanks. We have 2 propane tanks because we have a shop on the property that's big, and also because the other propane tank runs a giant generator. Anyway, blah blah blah. It's a lot of money. It's, you think, oh, you're saving so much money on your electricity bill because it's the heat in the house too. You're not really, I don't think. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and cook this up. I'm gonna add, like I said, this here Lowry's. I think I like this better than the others. Really, I like to make my own, but I don't feel like it's as good. Maybe I'm just missing monosodium glutamate or something. That's a joke, but it could be true. I'm not going to need this because this appears to have cooked down with extremely little oil. Like, this is really good ground beef. But it's also cooked down enough that 2 pounds is going to be okay. It's going to be more like 1 pound in volume, I guess, you know, to feed the 5 adults here. So now I'll put the taco powder in and taco flavor and also a little bit of water. Does anyone else do this? So the recipe for per pack of taco seasoning is 2/3 cup of water plus the powder. Do you get a measuring cup or do you just put it in here? I never get a measuring cup. I showed it to show you. I put 2/3 a cup, that's what this is, in here, and it went about 3/4 of the way up. And that's what you need for 1 packet. And you won't have to dirty another thing. It'll be just one more thing you use twice before you throw it away. So that also gets out any bit of powder and crumbs that you might have left behind in here. So because I used 2 pounds of ground, I used 2 of these. I think I said that over and over, but I'm telling you again. I think I might go ahead and do 2 yellow onions chopped for the tacos because anything that's left over, I use onion in cooking so often that I'll just go ahead and use the leftover for that and keep it in the fridge, you know. Well, this didn't make a lot of onion, but, you know, probably enough for the tacos. So I was digging around in the fridge to see what I had, and I found like 3/4 of a red onion, purple onion. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one too and put it in a different container so everybody will see it and know we have it. Well, I just, you know, cut off the bad parts, and not bad parts, cut off the stems on both ends, and any of the discolored outer leaves are all gone and all of that. And so I'm just going to, like I said, put it in here. I'm thinking tomorrow I might make something that takes purple onions if I still have any left. I see that was the last I looked in my onion container over here. Well, here, how about this mess? My onion container over here, all I have is yellow. Do any of you debark your onions? So I've talked about this before, but I'll do it again. When you debark onions, you soak them in very cold or even ice water for just a minute or two, and it takes some of the harsh burpees out of them that can happen with onions. So I just use cold water from the fridge. So they've been soaking in water now for a few minutes, like maybe 4 or 5, and I'm going to go ahead and just drain them off in this strainer here that I have. What do you call these things? I just call them strainers. Get the rest of that when I have 2 hands. And I'll put them back in that container and put a lid on it, stick it in the fridge until they're ready to eat it. Now what am I going to do? Try to turn it off with 1 hand. There they are for the refrigerator, and I'll just keep them there until I serve up the fixings and everything on the counter for them to make their own tacos. I am using on the side some great value canned traditional refried beans. I know you can make them yourself. I didn't. I should. I really should, but I didn't. They're not that expensive. They're like 89 cents a can or something. I don't know. So I know a pound of beans will get you a lot more. I'm glad I found the purple onions. They prefer purple in their taco fixins, and I doctor these up with things, and one of those things I do is I add onions and cheese and seasonings. So, you know, there's that. Okay, now here's my recipe, my secret recipe. 2 cans of store-bought green beans, traditional refried beans. I use yellow onion, whole yellow, not, chopped up yellow onion in the pan, and they soften as they set. I use onion powder. I use ground cumin. I'm going to have to put this on my list because I'm about out. Oh, this isn't the expiration date. I always try to date my spices when I open them, so it lasts me like 2 years. That's not bad. And then I'm going to put a shaker and a little bit of olive oil just to give it a little something extra. No extra salt, no extra anything else, I don't think. That'll be it, and I'll just put it over here in this pan and stir it up and put it on very, very low until it gets warmed through, and then I'll cut it off until everybody's ready to eat when I'll turn it back on again. Oh, let me show you this. All done. Yum, yum. Just that much olive oil. Looks like a mahjong symbol. That much of a shake of Frank's Red Hot. Just a good shake. Okay, so I finished off the cumin. It's empty, and I put in a generous shake of onion powder, even though I'm putting whole onions in this. And now I'll put the second can on top. Okay, I punched it down so the 2 cans are mixed, and I just added about that much of the yellow onion that I just sliced, and there's still a half a container for whatever we need it for. So I'm going to go over to I'm going to turn this off, well, I don't want to leave it very long because it'll burn fast. I'll stand here. Anyway, I'm going to go over to my rolling Walmart pickup list. I keep it up all the time. So when I think of little things like cumin, I won't remember that in an hour. But I've got it right here. I'm going to go add it right now because I use cumin a lot because I use it in anything that I make that's, Mexican food-ish, and some other things too. So I love it when you guys put up your grocery hauls, because just today I found somebody had just bought mayonnaise, and I went, oh, I forgot to put mayonnaise on my list, from yesterday. So I put the mayonnaise on the list, and now I'm going to go add this and that. Oh, and now I put purple onion. I put that just a little while ago. Whoops, see that steam? That's how fast it goes. I'm going to stir this up and turn it off and cover it. This too, I've got this. It's just like a smallish square. When it comes time to serve this, the refried beans, I'm going to go ahead and put them in this. Just empty the pan, put the pan away in the dishwasher. And then I'm going to put some Mexican-style cheese on top of it, shredded, and I put it in the microwave and melt that cheese. And so they like it that way with melted cheese on top, and I do too. So, sadly, these tomatoes are a little I'm getting tomato here, but they're hard. They don't smell fresh like a tomato does, I'm having to cut out these rock hard parts. They're just, you can tell they were picked very green and gassed off on the way. So it is what it is, it's January. As you can see here, I forgot to film the plates. Wow, I just sat down, started playing on my phone and watching everybody else's videos and completely forgot to film the actual plates. They enjoyed it. Here's the after mess. How much hamburger? One kid hasn't eaten. And that's that. Thank you for watching today. If you liked anything you saw, I hope you'll consider making a comment. So you could subscribe. You could give a thumbs up. Say howdy, I'll talk back. Chips. Open cupboard.